Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here to do What's Cracking reading. I'm a little bit disorganised this morning. I think it's just one of those days and it's been ridiculously hot, which has been quite a shock after the real late start to the summer. I hope you're all well. I think I might use the Thelema Tarot for this reading this morning. I bought some new decks out yesterday to give them a bit of an exercise. First off, thank you so much for those who follow me on this channel, and if you're new on here, welcome. If you're following me on my other channel, something's determined to come out. The Aussie Goddess Astro Tarot, that's where I do all of the sun sign, star sign readings. It's always good when you see something flick out the deck, because if it's a knight, it means something is happening, some sort of change is coming in, and it's coming very, very quickly here. I don't know that there is, Three of Pentacles. Are you getting offered a contract? Is it that you've been waiting on a contract for a while? Because if you have been, I'm here to tell you it's on its way to you. So keep your eye out for that. All right. Let's see where we're going with this reading. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands coming out. Now, the Seven of Wands comes up a little bit. It seems to come in little spurts, and I always think it's sort of a little reminder not to hang on to things. For some unknown reason, we think we've got to control everything as human beings. We control what we do. We try to control other people. We control things all the time, because when we, especially if we've sort of had a sort of difficult childhood, we feel we need to hang on to things tightly to make sure they go in our favor, because we don't like unpredictability. We do not like change. But as you get older, there is a real need to understand, number one, that you can't control your situation. You can't control others. Of course, we have a certain amount of power in that. But at the end of the day, if you have a look at things, what can you control? You cannot control other people. You can try, you can manipulate, you can do what you like to do. But at the end of the day, that person's still got their own choice. So when we talk about controlling our world, of course, we can get up at the time we need to get up and we can go off to work and do our daily thing. But ultimately, who are we to know that we're not going to wake up not feeling well, or that our bus is late, or that, our car's not going to start up, or whatever. So we don't have control. So we can only control those aspects of our lives that pretty much sort of really can't go out of favor. You can control what time you eat. You can control what sort of foods you eat. But even then, sometimes you go to eat something and it's not available. So the idea is that we are supposed to just go with the flow. Of course, there's going to be times when we need to take action. But for the most part, we need to learn how to just go with it. So we don't control other people. We only work with ourselves, and we allow other people to be who they are. Of course, there is a little bit more of that need to monitor and guide our children, but we still shouldn't control them. It's really funny, isn't it? Because you grow up thinking those things are really important, that you need to control children. No, you can't control children, no matter what you do, unless you beat them and smack them around a lot. And of course, that is certainly not something you want to be doing. So I'm here feeling that this card has been coming up like a little bit lately, and I feel like it's just a reminder to us to allow our lives to flow the way they are, to accept what comes towards us and decide whether it's right for us or not, but to move on our pathway in a very unfettered way, I want to say. All right, what's coming up behind it? Because I feel that there's an opportunity coming towards you here. Now, it's really interesting because that knight jumped out at me and the Three of Pentacles. So there is an opportunity coming towards you. So it could be that you're getting an opportunity for a new job. It could be an opportunity to move in a new direction here. But there is something that it almost feels that you've been waiting for. And maybe you've been trying to control an outcome. And now you're understanding that if you let it go and just let the universe work with that, it'll come in its own time. For example, you want a job. So if you sit every day trying to control how that job comes to you, and that's what worry is. Worry is that control. When is it coming? I can't do without it any longer. When will it be here? What will it be? What sort of job will it be? How long do I have to wait? Will it be something I like? How much will it pay? That is worry. That is control. So if you are letting go of that and just saying, I trust the universe to bring me the right kind of job that I will be happy with, and just allow that to go, then you don't need to worry. Your worry will not, it will not control that coming to you any sooner, any quicker, or in any shape that you want. So you don't have control over what will be offered. You might have control over whether you say yes or no to that or not. That is where your power lies. But for waiting for it to come in, trying to control it with your worry and your thoughts and your overthinking doesn't work. I'm here to tell you it does not work. So when I see the Three of Wands, I see something coming towards you here, and behind that I have the Three of Swords. So there is definitely some disappointment in this situation. There is some worry and concern. Maybe you've been waiting a long time. Maybe it's time to just give up that energy of trying to drive something home if it's not coming towards you. And I do hear it often, but I haven't had that, but I can't do without that. But worry and stress is not going to bring it in any sooner. And certainly overthinking just wears you out. That's all it's good for. So I feel that there's been a lot of worry and stress around this, and look at this. So something is coming towards you, something that is right for you, something that you've wanted, something perhaps you've even wished for. But what you need to do in the meantime is let go and trust that it's coming. Trust that what you want will be there. That is manifestation at its best. So we can't control a manifestation. We can only ask for what we want, and we let it go and allow the universe to bring it in. Now, when the Ace of Swords comes in, yeah, I feel like it's going to allow you to walk away from something else, perhaps something that's very difficult with that Three of Swords. But it feels to me with the Eight of Cups, you're going to walk away from an old situation and accept a brand new one. Nice. All right, let's see where we're going. Oh, we have the Hierophant here first. Now, if this is in regards to a relationship, then I feel like if you are choosing to walk away from something, it might be that you've stayed because it has been, because this card for me is about tradition. So it may be that you've stayed in a relationship because you're married and you believe that marriage should be forever. And I feel like here you're being asked to let go of that idea. If your relationship is really poor, abusive, controlling, whatever it is for you, and you're still staying because it's tradition, because you got married to that person, because you made that commitment, then maybe it's time to rethink how you're hanging on here. If this is about a job, it could be that you're stuck in a job for the same reasons. I hear people all the time say, but I'm under contract. Contracts aren't binding in that regard. Not at all. So if you're under contract and you don't want to move away from a job, and it's really that ridiculously hard, then maybe you need to question whether your contract is binding or not. And if you're unsure, there'll be somebody who could give you the HR can always give you the advice. So what I see here with the Hierophant is there is something traditional, something you are committed to unnecessarily, and you're controlling the energy by holding back. So if it's that you want to walk into a new situation, or you want a new situation to be offered to you, then you need to let go of this and stop hanging on to whatever this is that's holding you back. And for me, I feel like for some of you, this may be a marriage or a commitment. There's the Temperance card. Now, firstly, the Temperance card says to me the timing is right. It's time to go. But the second thing that the Temperance card says to me is to make sure that you're in balance with everything. So what that feels like to me is, you know, when you are going, make sure you've got everything organized that you want to get organized within yourself. Are you ready? Because whatever this is going to be ready for you. So if this is a relationship, a job, or whatever, this is about you being ready in yourself to let go. All right, so we have the Four of Cups. Yeah, okay, and the Hermit. Look at that. All right. So this tells me that you're done with whatever it is. You're done, and you don't want anything like it again. You don't want the same job. You want something different. Maybe that's why you're putting the order out to the universe about perhaps bringing you a very different situation. Maybe you are just waiting for a job and things just aren't coming towards you. Maybe you've been disappointed with what's being offered, but maybe things haven't moved forward. Whatever this is for you, I feel like with the Hermit and the Temperance and the Hierophant card all coming out on the same row here, there is a real need for you to make some sort of changes within yourself to be able to bring this towards you. And if that is the overthinking, the letting go, that's what you need to be working on. And if it is really difficult for you to, you know, live in the moment or meditate or do those things, then I always say it's really good to connect back to your creativity. I mean, that might be dancing, singing, painting, drawing, but take your mind out of the situation so you're not focused on it. Because like I always say, a watched pot never boils. So if you're sitting there watching for the postman to come, or watching for the email to come, or watching for that person to knock on your door, it always takes longer if you're watching. And that's because time is relative. So sometimes we can be feeling like it's been forever and it's only been a week. So let's just move on here. All right, so we have the Judgment card coming here. Wow, with the Two of Cups. Now that makes me feel like this is a relationship situation. Maybe you're waiting on somebody to make an offer to you here. Maybe you're waiting for somebody to walk out of a relationship to make an offer to you. Whatever this is for you, you're trying to drive it forward and it's not moving because your energy is sort of like, it's almost like sticky. It's a sticky point. Let me just pull some more cards here. But now I'm seeing that, I think, yeah, it really is time to take a time out. Oh boy, yeah. What's at the end? The Sun. So let's focus that there's a good outcome here, a very good outcome. Oh, hay fever, love it. Which reminds me, I haven't taken a tablet this morning. So I feel like for some of you here, it may not be everybody. For some of you, I really feel this is about work or waiting on the outcome of something. It could even be that you're waiting on an outcome in somebody else's situation. If you are waiting on somebody to come around to ask you out, that you're waiting to release them, that they are waiting to release themselves from another situation, the Sun here tells me eventually it's going to be okay. But you have to get out of this energy. And the only way you can get out of that Nine of Wands energy is by learning to let go. Meditation, chilling, all of those sort of things. But you see, it to me, this here looks like you're waiting for the ending of something. Just excuse me, because now I've sneezed. I need to blow my nose. Oh boy. Loving hay fever. So I guess the underlying energy here is about letting go of what you're trying to control, letting go of your overthinking, letting go of your expectation and your desires, and just living in the moment. Now, I always talk about Eckhart Tolle's book, or Tolle's book, The Power of Now. It is a hard book to read, and you may have to go back and read over it a few times. And I'm sure there's things on YouTube that you could look up that talk about living in the moment. And if you get yourself to living in the moment, then you will sort of let go of your past, and you won't worry about what's happening next week. Now, I feel it's really important here to mention that it's okay to set goals for yourself, and it's okay to expect things to happen in the future, like if you wanted to buy a house, for example. I feel that those things are not really what we're talking about when we're talking about the future. But if you want to buy a house, it's no good sitting there every day thinking about how you're going to do that. You have to take some sort of action. But once you've taken action and you've made a decision, then you can only leave it up to the universe to bring the house that you want. So I feel like here, this is definitely about the future. It's like trying to drive something home to get a result. And I feel like it's creating a lot of pain and heartache. But the truth is about to be realized here, because you're moving away from something here. I do have the Seven of Swords behind you. So that always makes me feel like you're almost self-sabotaging yourself by doing what you're doing. It's like you're holding on for something that you shouldn't be holding on to. Whatever this is for you, it is about letting go, having fun, being creative. I do feel like for some of you here, though, it does look like a relationship here. So if you've got a Virgo, a Taurus, a Sagittarius, or a Leo that you are waiting on, then I feel like the movement is happening even if you can't see it. But it just may mean that you need to let go from your end to allow things to work out the way they need to. Okay, let's pull an oracle card. I put some new oracle cards out yesterday, but I feel like I want to read from the fairy oracle. So we'll go and read from the fairies oracle. Oh, that one wants to come out straight away. All right, who is that? Oh, I'm sure I bought that out yesterday. Taeom, the poet. So I'm not sure if I bought it out yesterday, but I'll have a look, and if it sounds familiar, I'll pull you another card. Sometimes the cards repeat because the message needs to be heard. Okay, his presence suggests that youthful spirits and energy abound. This is the time to do exciting things and to tackle projects you've been wanting to do, but for which you felt that you didn't have the time or energy. It may be the time to write about them, but you probably need to do them first. If writing is your creative pursuit, you are definitely being encouraged to write at this time. So when I talk about creativity, maybe for you, this is you trying to get a story off the ground. Maybe you've been trying to submit your work, your art, and nothing is happening from that. And you're worrying and stressed about trying to get something off the ground. Well, then go back and do it. Have you got writer's block? All right, let's read another card. All right, so we have the Master Maker. Let's have a look at this one. Oh my goodness, that's card 22, and that's all I've been seeing lately is the 2 numbers. The Master Maker. This is about skill, craftsmanship, magician, moral strength, and invention. Let's see what he has to say. Do whatever you do as well as you can, and then make it even better. The Master Maker reminds us that our very best work is always desirable, and in the present situation, it's necessary for success. In fact, he asks that we surpass our previous best. Don't cut corners and don't take the easy way. I feel this is about creative problem solving. So for me, if you are stuck in a situation, ask yourself, why am I stuck here? What is it I need to do? So maybe it's about you thinking out how you can move forward and how you can address things. If you are overthinking and you are thinking about something all the time, your mind is always on alert and you become very, very tired. It's almost like it makes you hypervigilant. So you become extremely tired and worn out by overthinking it. So I would say to you, take your mind off the problem. This is why the problem solver is there. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thank you.